Alright, what's going on YouTube? Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to install a EGR block-off plate on a Foxbody Mustang. There's no real benefits to doing it. I have aftermarket heads, so I don't have any EGR hookups anymore. But it's a pretty simple job, and you can get these off of eBay or anywhere. I think American Muscle and stuff has them for pretty cheap. But basically what it is just a metal plate, and it comes with a gasket, and you unbolt your EGR valve and unplug it, and then this bolts in place of it. So yeah, there's no real benefits like horsepower gains or anything from doing it, but basically if you have aftermarket heads or you just want to disconnect it because you don't have emissions in your state or county, this will give you a quick rundown of how to do it, so stay tuned. So once you got your hood up, this is your EGR valve. There will be a vacuum line that's going to be running to here. Mine's capped off, but I'm pretty sure it runs from the intake manifold to the EGR, so you're going to have to get a vacuum cap to cap off where the vacuum line ran to your manifold. The top bolt is a 1/2 inch, or the top nut's a 1/2 inch, the bottom nut's a 11/16. The top you're going to need a wrench, and the bottom you're going to need a 3/8 ratchet or a 1/4 inch ratchet with an extension. So there's also a plug that you're going to have to unplug from the EGR valve. And just warning you now, if you do this, it probably will throw a check engine light, but my car, I took the bulb out because it was throwing it because I have a bunch of modifications done. But you're just going to unplug it. There's 2 clips on the side. Both mine are broken off, so you just pull down on it, and then it's unplugged. And you can just tuck that down out of the way. Just tuck it back there. And then you can go ahead and take the nuts off, and I'll be right back after I do that. Alright, so once you get both of the nuts off and it's unplugged, you'll be able to just slide the EGR valve off. One thing to note, the bottom nut is easiest to get if you're standing on the driver's side, and you just reach over and get in there like this. This is probably a 3-inch extension, but the bottom is an 11/16 and the top is a 1/2. So now it's unplugged and unbolted, you can just go ahead and slide it right off, and you can see all the black gunk that builds up in there. But you can save it in case you ever need to put it back on for some reason. Just keep it in a spare box or something. And now you want to make sure you get your old gasket completely off of there. Great. So that's off there now. These come with new gaskets, so make sure you take the old one off and put the new one on so you don't get any vacuum leaks. And the smaller nut goes on top, the bigger nut goes on the bottom, and they also have a lock washer. Let me go ahead and open this up. So this is what mine looks like. I just got it off of eBay. It's just a flat piece of metal with a gasket. The bigger hole goes to the bottom, smaller hole on top. So you can just slide it on. It's a lot easier putting these on than the EGR valve because they're a lot smaller. Alright, this is hard one-handed. I'll be right back. Alright, so this bottom hole is a little too thin to slide over the stud on mine. I do have an aftermarket EGR spacer, so I don't know if that's why. So I'm just going to drill it out a little bit bigger on the drill press real quick, and then it should slide right on. I mean, it fits, but it won't slide on there, so I don't want to mess the threads up. Get this on the drill press real quick, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I just got to bore this hole out just a tiny bit. Making this bigger, I'm just enough to make sure you get all the metal shavings off of there, but that should be big enough to slide over the stud now. That's perfect. Alright, so now just take your small lock washer and nut, get it started on the top. There's another problem. So since this is so much thinner than the EGR, this stud is hitting. So I'm gonna have to maybe try and find a different bolt, or maybe I can flip this stud around and see if that side has less threads on it. So I'll be right back. So these threads on this side, come on. So the threads on one side are fine, the other side's real coarse. So I'm either going to have to find a bolt, or I think I have an old EGR spacer in here that might have threads the whole way down it. So I'm going to check real quick and be right back. Get over here! Heel! Alright, so what I ended up doing was I put 2 washers behind my lock washer to space it out over that gap that was on the studs. I did that on both of them. So now I'm just going to snug it up. Don't go too crazy tight because it will strip out pretty easy. The stud's just threaded to the aluminum throttle body, so you really don't want to go too tight. It will strip easily. Alright, so now that they're tight, the first thing you're going to do is when you start it up, you're going to come out here and listen and make sure you don't hear any vacuum leaks. If you think you do, something that you can do is take like brake cleaner or carb cleaner or something and spray it around that area. And if your vehicle starts to idle up, then that indicates you have a vacuum leak because it's sucking in that brake clean or whatever you're using, and it's burning it as fuel, so it's going to raise your idle RPM up, so you'll be able to tell. So let me just move these tools off and I'm going to start it up and we'll check for leaks. So the startup sounded good. I didn't hear any leaks, but here's what it looks like on there. Looks a lot cleaner compared to having this sticking out there. Even with the washers, I'll probably get bolts eventually, so it won't be sticking out like that. But my next video I'll probably be putting out, I'm going to be doing an AC delete, because the guy before me took off all the wiring and everything, and the condenser, so pretty much it just has a compressor and evaporator left. So I'm going to get the AC delete kit. That's going to move my power steering pump up to where the AC compressor is. So look for that out to be one of the next videos coming up. Thanks for watching.